It is insane to think how nasty some people can be. And I think I've spoken on this before, but just because you might be in a financial situation, you might not have a lot of money. There's a lot of people around the country that are suffering. I totally get that if you're just in financial straits. But just because you might have some financial difficulties does not mean you have to live nasty. It doesn't mean that you have to collect animals, and it doesn't mean that you have to inflict child abuse, right? So before we get into the story, I have to give you a disclaimer. It's a really short story, but I wanted to talk about this because thank y'all for sending it to my email. Email's right there at the bottom. Crazy story. I've done a number of these, and y'all just will not believe how nasty some people can get. Here we go. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. So the source that I'm going to be using today, make sure my mic is on. The source I'm going to be using today is people.com, so thank you for the article. A couple in South Carolina has been arrested after police allegedly discovered their babies. So this story has to do with babies. I'm not just talking about just nasty homes just for the hell of it or just adult people being nasty. Because I promise y'all this. I'm not one of those PETA people who really just, an advocate for animals. I'm an advocate for children. That's what the AFC stands for, advocates for children, not advocates for animals. I love animals, don't like to see animals abused, but if this only had to do with these two people and animals, I probably wouldn't be talking about it. I'm just being real. They discovered that their baby was being raised among 40 unkept animals. Not one, not two, not three, not 20, not 30, 40 animals. What the hell is wrong with people? I could see maybe getting 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5, and that getting in a ridiculous situation. It's hard to take care of 1 or 2 animals, 1 or 2 dogs. 40 though? Where do you start to feel sorry for people who acquire and take animals against their will, by the way, and you end up with 40 animals that are just destroying this house? Could y'all imagine what that smells like? This includes animal waste, and they had a goat. That is about as country bumpkin as you could possibly get. Here's the caveat with the goat. The goat was dead and it was decomposing in the house. How effing nasty can you get? Yes, a dead animal decomposing. Yeah, y'all heard that right. Anyway, on Monday, May the 19th, police responded to concerns from the Department of Social Services that parents Kayla Renard and Nicholas Foley had their 8-month-old baby. How do you even have sex in a house that smells like a pigsty? What makes you even get aroused? These people are freaking disgusting. Oof, make me sick to my stomach. They had their 8-month-old baby, infant baby, living in an unsafe environment. That is to put it kindly. This place is, what do they call it? It is squalor. According to Honey Path Police Department news release shared on Facebook. Honea. I know that ain't probably how I pronounce it. I don't really give a crap. Anyway, the infant was then placed with a relative after police uncovered severe and unsafe and unsanitary conditions in the home. Officers found the residence infested with numerous animals, including, are y'all ready for this? Raccoons, rabbits, dogs, cats, chickens, and deceased dead animals. I know that was redundant. Deceased animals. Animal feces and waste are throughout the residence. I'm sure y'all could understand that. Police added, in my 30 plus years of service, I have never encountered such a horrific situation involving unsanitary conditions and such a large number of animals. The police didn't disclose how many dead animals, even though they did talk about a dead goat, right? They didn't discuss or disclose how many dead animals were found inside the home, but they said a rotting goat was located in the bathroom. Oh my God. Wow. How do you even, I don't even understand how you even get to this point. They found this dead goat. Like, that don't even sound right. In a bathtub. Hashtag, can we get a hashtag not another bathtub story? Because I think this counts too. They contacted Dr. Kim Sanders from PAWS, from PAWS, for assistance due to the alarming situation. The child is okay. So this is partially a positive story, but you could only imagine the condition that this baby was probably left in if they leave their house like this, right? The child was in pretty good condition for the unsanitary conditions of the house. So there you go. And that's according to Chief Christopher Miller. Kayla Renard and Nicholas Foley were charged with unlawful conduct toward a child and ill treatment of animals and violations of town ordinances. Miller told Fox Carolina that the parents didn't demonstrate any emotion when they were arrested, because I'm pretty sure they don't have very many blood, what do they call that? Brain cells. Sitting there calm and really no emotion, no facial expressions, Miller said, according to Fox Carolina. Do y'all want to see the arrest video? Because I think I have that. It's pretty short, but I'll show it to you if y'all want to see it. You would think they'd be a little upset that someone was taking their 8-month-old baby, that the police were there and discovered the horrific conditions of the house. You would think that they would have to know that they were in trouble. Renard and Foley were both given $10,000 surety bonds, according to the outlet. Foley posted bond on Tuesday, so I guess they have some level of money. $10,000 equivocates to what, about $1,000 in cash bond, if I'm not mistaken, if you do it through a bail bondsman. Dr. Kim Sanders, the director for Anderson County PAWS, shared with People that there were 41 live animals found in the home. There were 25 dogs. When I read this, this don't even sound real, does it? 25 dogs, 3 cats, 5 raccoons, 6 chickens, and 2 rabbits, which were removed by the organization. 6 deceased animals were also found on the property, so they released the information, including a dead baby goat found in a Tupperware bin in the kitchen. What the hell? What the hell? A dead baby goat? That just what? Not a farm or a shelter. Ah, God. In the bathroom. Sanders shared that the animals were severely dehydrated, covered in feces, and the majority of them were extremely emaciated. Calling the smell in the home overwhelming, the PAWS representative added that the ammonia level burned their eyes. It burned their eyes. The home was unfit for any living creature, let alone an 8-month-old baby girl. All of the animals are undergoing medical care and are expected to recover at this time. The emotional trauma they sustained will be a bigger challenge to overcome. People has reached out to the the Honey Police Department for updates on the situation. So the only thing we'll probably update is just however much time they get in jail, which it doesn't sound like it's going to be that much. But you can't fix stupid. And people like this, what is our good hashtag? Hashtag TTO, hashtag TTT. People like this should not have reproductive organs. They do not deserve testicles. They do not deserve ovaries. They should be taken from them, which is what TTO and TTT means. Let me give you guys the fair usage, and then we'll take a look at the arrest video. Here we go.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Whoever that is that said that they're going to have to tear the house down, I agree. Like, I don't think a house like that can be saved. It needs to be demolished. Like, it don't matter whether you own it or not. That's just, it's just deep-seated filth and nastiness that is seeped in everything, in the walls and the floors and the ceilings. Just, you can't save a house like that. If y'all would, do me a favor and share this story and make it go viral. We love to see that these stories go viral. We love to see people share these things so that you can know what's going on and what people are really doing to kids out here, right? Let's get it. Please hit that thumbs up if y'all are watching.
New tonight in Honey Path, where police found...
And sorry if y'all were eating. I am no longer hungry. I was hungry tonight, but I think I'm going to just go to bed and I'm going to just throw it to the wind. I'd just rather not. Anyway, let's go.
New tonight in Honey Path, where police found an infant living in a house with dozens of animals, both dead and alive.
The baby's parents are right here on your screen. Kayla Renard and Nicholas Foley, they're both charged with unlawful conduct toward a child and multiple counts of ill treatment of animals. Fox Carolina's Brooklyn Cromer is bringing us an update from the police chief, who says this is one of the worst scenes he's ever seen.
Behind me is the home where police found the 8-month-old baby. You can see crime scene tape is still surrounding the house after police responding to a welfare check found a decomposing goat and more than 36 animals living inside.
There's no rhyme or reason. I mean, it's just poor parenting. That's all I can think of. That's not normal, that's for sure.
Honey Path Police Chief Chris Miller, a former homicide investigator, calls this case one of the worst he's encountered in the 3 decades he's worked in law enforcement.
It was just one of the most horrific scenes that I've ever been a part of in 30 years.
Concerns about an infant's safety led officers to this home on Shirley Avenue. The Department of Social Services requested Honey Path Police Department's help with a welfare check.
Once my officers went inside, they discovered just piles of trash, animal feces. There were several different types of animals running around. There was raccoons, chickens, cats, dogs.
Then they opened the door to something even more unnerving.
There was a dead goat in the bathtub.
That is so sad. Like, I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it's just like, good Lord. It don't even sound real. It was cats, chickens, dogs, raccoons, rabbits, rats, roaches, butterflies. Like, what the fuck? Like, he's looking like he don't even know what to say. I'm sorry, that's funny to me. I'm sorry.
Help with a welfare check.
Once my officers went inside, they discovered just piles of trash, animal feces. There were several different types of animals running around. There was raccoons, chickens, cats, dogs.
Then they opened the door
He's just like, really?
to something even more unnerving.
There was a dead goat in the bathtub in the bathroom that had been there decomposing for several days. And having an 8-month-old living in that, it just was horrific.
Officers captured these photos inside the home, animals roaming freely alongside others confined in cages. Anderson County Paws helped remove them, and the shelter is now providing care and treatment. Chief Miller says the parents' lack of emotion stood out most.
You would think that they'd be a little upset that someone was taking their 8-month-old baby, and you would think that they had to know that they're in trouble.
The chief says the baby is doing well and has been placed with a relative. The child's parents were each issued a $10,000 bond. Reporting in Honeypath, Brooklyn Cromer, Fox Carolina News.
Thanks, Catherine. Well, we are following some breaking news out of Anderson County. 2 people in Honeypath are now charged after an infant was found living with dead animals. Kayla Renard and Nicholas Foley are both charged with unlawful conduct towards a child and ill treatment of animals. Police say they responded to Shirley Avenue after being asked by DSS because they had concerns about the unsafe environment for an 8-month-old. Well, officers found the place infested with numerous animals, both alive and dead. More than 40 animals were safely removed from that property.
They had numerous animals, including alive and dead animals. That don't even sound real. What's up, Tommy Ty? Playing with the boys today. Hot day in Sendai. What up?
The infant is now in the care of a relative. County magistrate tells us Foley was given a $10,000 surety bond and has posted that. Renard was also given a $10,000 bond, but is still behind bars. Now,
8-month-old baby and more than 40 animals have been removed from a home in Honeypath after officials say they were found living in filth.
Police say they discovered this after performing a welfare check on behalf of social services. We want to warn you that some of the details and images in this story are disturbing. Our Ray Arena is live in Honeypath with more on this case. Ray.
In all, officials say a total of 47 animals were found inside of that home. They included dogs, cats, rabbits, raccoons, chickens, and a dead goat inside of the kitchen. Police say 2 people are now facing charges. They say a picture,
it was very, very sad,
is worth 1,000 words.
Just the amount of feces and the ammonia was very, very difficult to breathe.
Investigators say these photos show how a baby and dozens of animals were living at a home along South Shirley.
I'm just curious, at what point do you eat? Like, do you bring food in there? Do you order Uber Eats? Do you go out to eat? I know you don't cook up in that goddamn place. How do they consume food with that smell? They're just used to it. Just gross. That is just disgusting.
Avenue.
And just seeing the animals in that condition, it was evident that they've not been out of those crates for quite some time. There were maggots crawling in the food bowls.
Honeypath police have charged Kayla Renard and Nicholas Foley with unlawful conduct towards a child and ill treatment of animals. According to jail records, their bond has been set at more than $10,000.
The child is okay. The child was in pretty good condition for the unsanitary, condition of the house.
Chief Christopher Miller says the baby has been placed in the care of a family member. The animals, meanwhile, are now recovering at Anderson County Paws.
Some of them are 1 out of 9 for the body condition score, whereas 9 is a big, fat, obese dog. So they would not have survived much longer.
Sanders, who is no stranger to cases like this, called the conditions heartbreaking.
it hurts. You know, I just couldn't imagine if those were my own dogs. So yeah, this one was tough, and knowing that there was an 8-month-old baby in there as well is just, I just can't comprehend.
So Ray, again, we know the child is with a family member. What about the animals that were removed? What's happening with them?
Carol, for now, they are recovering at Anderson County Paws, but Dr. Kim Sanders says that there could be legal proceedings down the line if they are not signed over into their custody. As for the house, the police chief tells me that more than likely it will be deemed uninhabitable. Reporting live in Honeypath, Ray Reyna, WYFF News 4.
Goat in the tub. That sounds like like one of them deals where people are trying to like come up with like a new toy for kids. Goat in the tub. Goat in the tub. Goat in the tub. I don't know. That just sounds ridiculous. But nonetheless, I don't know how much time you give these people in jail or prison, because it's like it's not going to make them better people. All you can really do is write them a bunch of tickets. But the whole deal with then involving the child, then at that point, that's flat out child abuse. And that can absolutely get you some prison time. So I don't know, maybe give them a couple years. But that kid never needs to see these two people ever again. And this is why I believe there's certain people, they can't get right. They won't be right. This is just who they are. They're just nasty, disgusting, stinky, filthy people that should never be allowed to have kids ever again. They can't learn from this. They cannot grow from this. You give them $1 million and they'll still be nasty, disgusting, filthy people, right? So I think people like this need to be sterilized, in my humble opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Do they not deserve jail time? I mean, do you think that this type of thing can be fixed with some money, with some effort, with some love in their heart? I don't know. But let me know what you guys think about this story. AFC, y'all share it, make it go viral. Thank you.